Nothing just killed its most recognizable feature and replaced it with something completely new. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. The upcoming Nothing Phone 4a is officially ditching the classic Glyph interface LED strips and introducing what the company calls the Glyph Bar. And honestly, this is one of the biggest design shifts we've seen from Nothing since its first phone. If you followed Nothing from the beginning, the Glyph lights were the identity. The transparent back, the LED strips flashing for notifications, calls, timers. It wasn't just aesthetic, it was branding. Even recent models like the Nothing Phone 3a Pro and the Nothing Phone 3 experimented with different Glyph layouts. But now, with the Phone 4a, Nothing is clearly evolving that idea, instead of just tweaking it. So here's what's changing. The new Glyph Bar sits to the right of the triple camera setup. Instead of long LED strips, we now get 7 square light modules. 6 of them are white and 1 is red. Each of these squares contains 9 individually controllable mini LEDs. That means Nothing still has deep customization potential, but in a tighter, more focused layout. According to Nothing, this new lighting system is 40% brighter than the lights used on the Phone 3a. They're also claiming the new lighting tech is more natural, more neutral, and bleed-free thanks to patented engineering. And maybe the most interesting claim, it's supposed to be less distracting than previous versions. That's a subtle but important shift. The old Glyph interface was flashy, it grabbed attention, sometimes maybe too much attention. By condensing it into a bar format, Nothing seems to be trying to balance personality with practicality. It still looks unique, but more refined. Design-wise, the Phone 4a keeps the signature transparent back with dual-tone colors, so visually you'll still know it's a Nothing phone from across the room. The difference is that the lighting now feels more intentional rather than decorative. Now let's talk specs, because design alone won't win 2026. Nothing has confirmed the Phone 4a will run on a Snapdragon chipset, with leaks pointing toward the Snapdragon 7S Gen 4. If that's accurate, we're looking at solid upper mid-range performance, good enough for gaming, multitasking, and long-term usability without flagship pricing. Rumors suggest a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. That's already competitive. On top of that, up to 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB storage. Battery? A large 5,400 mAh cell with 50-watt charging. That's a serious endurance setup for a mid-range device. Camera-wise, we're hearing about a triple setup: 50-megapixel main, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 50-megapixel telephoto lens with 3.5x optical zoom. A telephoto lens in this segment is not common, and that could quietly become one of the Phone 4a's strongest advantages. There's also a rumored Phone 4a Pro variant. That model could feature a slightly larger 6.83-inch AMOLED display with a faster 144Hz refresh rate, a Sony main sensor, and potentially the Glyph Matrix system we saw on the Nothing Phone 3. So Nothing might be splitting its lighting identity between models, the Bar for standard, the Matrix for Pro. But here's where things get interesting. Nothing is launching this into a storm of mid-range competition. Google just released the Pixel 10a. Apple is expected to introduce the iPhone 17e. Samsung is preparing the Galaxy A37 and Galaxy A57, alongside its Galaxy S26 lineup. That's a crowded battlefield. So the real question is a redesigned LED system enough to stand out? Personally, I think the Glyph Bar is smart, but not decisive. It keeps Nothing's identity alive while maturing it, but lights alone won't sell phones anymore. Performance, camera consistency, battery reliability, those matter more in 2026. What could work in Nothing's favor is cohesion. If the Glyph Bar integrates deeply into notifications, charging indicators, app alerts, camera timers, and actually improves usability, then it becomes more than decoration. It becomes functional design. And that's what I'm most curious about. On paper, the Phone 4a looks balanced. Bright new lighting system, solid Snapdragon chip, large AMOLED display, big battery, potential telephoto advantage. The hardware seems competitive. Now it comes down to execution. Nothing built its brand by being different. With the Glyph Bar, it's not abandoning that identity, it's refining it. Whether that refinement feels exciting in real life, we'll find out when the phone officially launches, on March 5th. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.